What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Alright, so I figured I'd go ahead and kind of update everybody what's going on as far as moving from food service to LTL. And I know I haven't been able to update you guys at all since I started the new job at R&L Carriers. And there's a couple of things that go on with that. Kind of like the PFG job, I am not allowed to film. And originally I thought that I would be allowed to film videos, but turns out it goes against company policy in one way or another. Now, I'm not 100% sure on all the details with that, but I was told pretty much straight from the very, very top that I can't film while I'm on the job. I don't know. It's kind of a hard concept, I think, because even though social media has been around for a long time, I think that social media being used in the way that it's used today, and like making videos, people making videos, doing their job, promoting their job, trying to help other people learn about it and maybe recruit other people and get them interested in the job, which is what I'm trying to do. With both of my jobs that I've had, I just think that's kind of new to most people and to most companies, and they just don't exactly know what to do with that yet. So there could always be a possibility it might change in the future, but as of right now, I cannot film any videos with the GoPro mounted on my hat, driving, stuff like that. And but yeah, I figured we go ahead and talk about the job, the transition, and how everything's going. So basically, LTL and food service, way two different, opposite, complete ends of the spectrum. Food service, you've got your ramp and your dolly and stuff like that, and you're spending a good 45 minutes to an hour, maybe 2 hours, just depends on your location where you're delivering at. And LTL is completely different. You're in and out within 10-15 minutes maybe, and sometimes occasionally you might have to wait a little bit to either get loaded or get unloaded if you're delivering at a warehouse, but for the most part, you're in and out of there real quick. So you've got more stops during the day, but you're able to get more stops done because they're quicker stops. So yeah, it's very different in that aspect. So I mean, LTL versus food service, it's so different that, in the sense that you have kind of more, you feel like you kind of have more of a life because you're not so drained, you're not so tired all the time, you're not getting up at 2-3 a.m. I know some of you guys that are in food service, some of you start at like midnight or 11 o'clock at night and work overnight, and you get done at like, I don't know, 6-7 in the morning. I didn't do that. I did 3 a.m. was really my start time, sometimes 2:30, depends on the route. But getting up at, what is it now? It's 7:30 in the morning. I'm able to get up at 7:30 in the morning and make this video and upload it for you guys to see. Now, I was not able to do that ever during food service. I was just constantly getting up at 3 a.m., having to work and not really getting done probably until 2 in the afternoon, sometimes maybe 3, maybe 5, just kind of depends. And that's just a huge difference as far as the way life is. It's like right now I can enjoy Sundays. I don't have to worry about getting up early on Monday. I don't have to worry about getting up super early during the week. I could kind of take the time during the morning to do stuff. It's been really nice. So that change in itself has been extremely positive for me, and it just fits my lifestyle a lot better. There's some people that are good with doing overnights or good with getting up extremely early in the morning. Which I did that for a year, so I got used to it, but definitely did not prefer that. So yeah, just the start time, starting at 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning is completely better versus starting at 2 or 3 a.m. But yeah, so we've got we've got that. The workload's not near as much. We've got deliveries. You might have 16 deliveries throughout the day and 5 or 6 pickups throughout the day. But like I said earlier, they come off fast. We've got a lift gate on our trailers. We use a lift gate a lot. Electric pallet jack. Sometimes we use a 2-wheeler, depends on the situation. But for the most part, it's just super easy. It's just, food service on a scale of like 1 to 10 being tough. It was, always ranged in that 8 to 10 range. And that could be just because of the way the load was loaded, or the stops that you've got, the customers you've got. LTL in 1 to 10, 10 being the hardest, LTL probably falls around 4, 4 or 5, maybe 3. I don't know. It always depends on your day, and it always depends on what kind of freight you have, because you could have anything. You could have anything in there. You could have tires and wheels. You could have engines, transmissions, safes, pools, all sorts of stuff. I mean, you think of it, and we ship it. That's the motto on the back of the trailers is anything, anytime, anywhere, and they literally mean it. I've seen so many different things just in the matter of just a couple of months. But yeah, as far as like the pay goes, and you guys know I don't like to talk numbers. I don't like to give out actual numbers, but I will say that I get paid every week instead of bi-weekly. So in food service, I got paid every 2 weeks. I get paid every week here, and I don't make any less, really. Actually, no, I don't make any less at all on my weekly pay versus what my bi-weekly pay would have been during food service. So I make the same amount a week here as I would for 2 weeks in food service. And unlike food service, my pay doesn't bounce back and forth. Food service, it kind of depends on what stops you have, how many cases, how many miles you're driving. With component pay, it's all of those kind of different things that are affecting your pay. And right now I'm getting paid hourly here in LTL, so if I keep my hours consistent, the pay is going to be consistent. Where versus food service, I might have a route that has 600 cases 1 week, and then the next week that same route could have 900 cases. So the pay is going to be different. You're going to get paid more for the higher cases. So yeah, I like having a reliable paycheck. Like I know what I'm going to get paid, so I like having that reliability. So there's that as far as pay goes. The benefits, it's hard to talk much about the benefits, especially not being there for just a couple of months. I just enrolled in a few different benefits, and our main medical benefit stays with my wife's work. We've had that for years now, and we just kept it. And I think I did dental and vision, and it seems like it covers quite a bit, and it's not very expensive at all. And from what I know about other drivers, the benefits, like the health benefits and stuff like that, medical insurance, it's pretty good, and it's not really expensive either. But in my case, being diabetic, we have to kind of have a higher sort of level of health insurance to cover all my supplies and stuff. So that's why we stay with the health insurance that my wife's job provides, just because we know what it covers, we know that it works well. So we stuck with that for right now. Another benefit that R&L offers that's really nice is they actually own these resorts and hotels throughout different parts of the country. So they have one like California, Tennessee, Daytona Beach, Florida, all these different resorts, and they're employee-only resorts, and we could stay there for free. So what we do, and all this information is available on like Google. If you Googled R&L employee benefits or whatever, you could find this. These resorts, if you book them and you're approved and you've got the vacation time, all you pretty much have to do is just pay your way there. So if you need to pay for a flight, you need to pay for gas or whatever, a rental car, that's all you have to pay for. Then when you get there, you check in, using your employee number, your badge, whatever, stuff like that. You check in, then you're able to stay for whatever the period of time is that you booked. So that's really cool, and definitely can't wait to take advantage of that. Vacation here, we don't start getting vacation days built up until after you're at this job for 90 days. So you have your 3-month period, and then you start building up your vacation. And I'm not exactly sure the details. The rest every year after that, that's something you could probably find that online. I don't know, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And that's all for the benefits part of it and kind of the pay part of it. Overall, I really enjoy doing the job. I could say that there's some days that have been hard, some days have been rough and really long, and we're all going to have that. Every job's going to have that. So every job's got their positives, every job's got their negatives. For me, this one, the positives are I'm driving a semi, I'm delivering these no matter whatever it could be, freight to all these different places. I've delivered to military bases, delivered to people's homes, all sorts of different businesses. I've found businesses out that I would have never known existed if it wasn't for delivering this job. So that's really cool to be able to do. And start time is a super big positive for me. And the negatives, I would say, if I were to pick out the main negative, and this is going to be pretty much LTL across the board and trucking in general, is what time you're going to get done. I mean, I've had days where I get done and get back to the yard at 6 o'clock. I've had days where I get back to the yard at 10 o'clock at night. And it just kind of, like I said, varies based off of your route and what you've got to deliver for that day, where you've got to go. There's things that could happen. You could have blowouts. You could get stuck somewhere. It's a tough job. It really is. I understand why you need at least a year experience now to do it. It's definitely not a job for a new driver, because I thought in food service, going to some of the restaurants we go to, getting in and out of those tight places that we go to, was a challenge, and really helped, which it did help develop my driving skills. But some of the places we have to go to for like residential home deliveries and stuff like that here at this job, they blow food service out of the water. So you're going to have to really be able to pay attention and really be able to figure out situations, and just get yourself in and out of a place safely without tearing anything up. And that kind of wraps into my last part of this, is if you're new and say you've got your year experience and you want to go into LTL, or you got your year experience with food service, you want to switch over to LTL like me. The biggest thing that I could say when you're new into LTL, and this is something that like advice my dad gave me, advice other guys that have been there for a while gave me, is take your time, is like the number one most important thing. Don't get in a hurry, because things happen when you get in a hurry. If you see your deliveries for the day, and you've got 16 deliveries, and you're like, man, I need to get all this done. Just don't rush it. Just go at a nice steady pace. And I've rushed things, and I have gotten myself in situations that I don't necessarily think that are very good. They've been some pretty sticky situations that I've had to either get myself out of or have help getting out of. It was probably because I was in a rush to try to get something done and wasn't thinking 100%. And you've got to be able to think everything through, from mapping out your location to seeing if you got a way in, if you got a way out. Call a customer, see if you can get to their location. If they pretty much from what I figured out is if they hesitate just a little bit when you say, hey, I've got a semi-truck, I've got a delivery for you, can I get in and out of your location? And if they hesitate and I was like, yeah, you should be able to turn around. Usually that means no, you can't. Because people are going to know, yeah, you can get a semi-truck here. Yeah, you can. Like if somebody asks me to deliver something and they have a semi-truck and they ask, can I get in and out safely? It's 100% yeah. I mean, we've got a road that goes right past our house and goes all the way around and pops out the other side. Yeah, it's plenty big enough. But if I live out in the country like a lot of these people do, and they live on a county dirt road and they don't have a way to turn around. I mean, really, if they hesitate about it, just pretty much you're gonna have to say, okay, well, I can meet you in town somewhere. I can meet you at this gas station, whatever the case may be. You got to do your research on Google Maps 100%. That's the biggest advice to give anybody going into LTL that's brand new. Is do your research on places you're delivering to. Just make sure you think everything through and don't get in a hurry. It's just those are the biggest things. But otherwise, it's been a fun job. Disappointed that I can't make videos as of right now. Like I said, it could change in the future. But everybody that's been on the channel, I appreciate all of you that have stuck around and stayed watching the content. I know some of you have been asking how it's been going, so hopefully this is a little update video that'll let you know. And we'll see what content I can make in the future. Hopefully, hopefully we can get something and do some kind of videos. I don't know yet, but we will see. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for sticking by the channel. I know it hasn't grown very much in the past almost year and a half that we've been doing it. But I appreciate all of you that have been following along. And hope all of you enjoy the video. Hope this kind of helped you out if you're looking into getting into LTL. And feel free to hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button for me. And we'll see you all in the next one.